Enough is enough. No more waiting, no more excuses, no more blaming the past, the economy, or your circumstances. This is your year. The year where you take back control, the year where you stop living life on autopilot, and the year where you finally step into your true power. Because let's get one thing straight. You owe it to you. Nobody's coming to save you. Nobody's going to hand you the life you dream of. If you don't get up and fight for it, no one else will. The world does not reward intentions. It rewards results. So if you want more, you have to become more. More disciplined, more relentless, more committed, and that starts now. There comes a moment in life when you have to decide, not just wish, not just hope, decide. A real decision means cutting off any other possibility. It means burning the boat so there's no way back, only forward. Most people tiptoe through life, always leaving themselves an escape route, a backup plan, a safety net. That's why they stay stuck. But when you fully commit, when you say, this is my year, I'm all in, no matter what it takes, I will make it happen, that's when everything shifts. The key, it's not some massive overnight transformation. It's what you do daily. Small, consistent, powerful actions. You don't need motivation, you need discipline. You don't need to feel ready, you need to act despite the fear. Winners don't wait to feel like it, they just do it. Every single day they execute, they push, they show up, and before they know it, they've built momentum so powerful that nothing can stop them. But here's the truth most people don't want to hear. Pain is the greatest fuel for success. Every setback, every failure, every struggle, it's either going to break you or build you. And in 2025, you have a choice. Let your pain define you or use it to ignite the fire inside you. When life knocks you down, get back up stronger. When things don't go as planned, adjust and move forward. When you feel like giving up, remind yourself why you started. This is not the year to play small. This is not the year to stay comfortable. This is your year. So show up for yourself, take the risk, do the work, become the person you were born to be, because at the end of the day, you owe it to you. Imagine waking up every day feeling like your life is out of your control. You've been waiting for the perfect moment, the right opportunity, the big break, or for someone to come along and pull you out of your struggles. But here's the hard truth. No one's coming to save you. The truth is, the only person who can truly change your life is you. Let me tell you a story. There was once a man stuck in a rut, living a life that wasn't fulfilling. He worked a 9-to-5 job, had a few dreams buried deep inside him, and every day he woke up with the same feeling. He was waiting for a miracle, waiting for something to change, waiting for the universe to align and give him a sign. He had excuses ready for everything. I'll start working on my goals once I have more money, he would tell himself. Or I'll take that leap when I feel more confident. But years passed and nothing changed because he was waiting for someone or something else to make a difference in his life. He wasn't taking ownership. He wasn't taking responsibility. And that's the problem most people face. They expect someone else to do the heavy lifting. But no one is coming. You are the one who must take action. Let's pause and think for a moment. How many of us have been there? We wait for the stars to align, for everything to fall into place before we take the first step. But it doesn't work that way. Life is not about waiting for the perfect moment. It's about creating the moment. If you wait for everything to be perfect, you'll never move forward. The perfect moment doesn't exist. The only moment that matters is right now. The truth is, you are the architect of your own destiny. The only person who can build the life you want is you. There is no superhero coming to save you. There is no magic formula, no one-size-fits-all solution. There's only one thing standing between you and your dreams, you. The moment you realize this, everything changes. I want to tell you something that might sound harsh, but it's something I wish someone had told me earlier. Life will not wait for you to catch up. Life doesn't care whether you feel ready or not. Life doesn't care if you're scared, tired, or uncertain. The world will keep moving forward and you'll either move with it or be left behind. So what do you do? How do you take ownership of your life when you feel like the world is spinning too fast? It starts with one simple but powerful decision. Stop waiting. Stop expecting someone else to make it happen for you. Take responsibility for where you are and where you want to go. It's time to stop being a passenger in your own life and take the wheel. Taking ownership means facing the reality of your situation and acknowledging that the only person who can make a difference is you. You have the power to change your circumstances. You have the power to change your mindset. You have the power to change the direction of your life. But that power is useless unless you choose to tap into it. Think about the people who inspire you the most, those who have overcome incredible odds to achieve greatness. Did they wait for someone to give them a handout? No. They took control, they made tough decisions, they faced challenges that would have crushed most people, yet they persevered because they understood that no one was coming to save them. They had to save themselves, they had to fight for their dreams, they had to take the risks, put in the hard work, and make the sacrifices, and they did it. You can do the same. The question is, will you? The first step in owning your life is to stop making excuses. Stop blaming your circumstances. Stop pointing fingers at other people or situations. The power to change your life is within you. It doesn't matter where you come from, what you've been through, or what you don't have. What matters is what you do next. What matters is the choices you make starting today. You have the ability to shape your future. You have the ability to break free from the chains of mediocrity and build a life that excites you. Yes, it's going to be hard. Yes, it's going to take time. Yes, you will face setbacks, failures, and obstacles, but that's part of the process. Growth is never easy. Success is never handed to you on a silver platter, but it's those very struggles that will make the victory that much sweeter. When you fight for your dreams, when you push through the tough times, when you refuse to give up, that's when you truly start to own your life. You don't need permission from anyone to succeed. You don't need someone's approval to chase your dreams. You just need to commit to yourself. You need to trust yourself. You need to show up every day and give it your all, even when you don't feel like it. You need to take risks and embrace failure as a lesson, not a roadblock. At the end of the day, the only person you can truly rely on is you. The only person who can determine your success is you. The only person who can make your dreams a reality is you. So what are you waiting for? Stop waiting for someone to hand you success. Stop waiting for someone to come and rescue you from your struggles. Take ownership of your life. Take responsibility for your future. It's time to stop being passive and start being proactive. It's time to stop waiting and start doing. The life you've always dreamed of is waiting for you, but it's up to you to go out and claim it. No one's coming to save you. It's time to save yourself. There's a moment in everyone's life when they realize the truth. No one is coming to save them. No one is going to wake them up in the morning, push them out of bed, and force them to chase their dreams. No one is going to knock on their door and hand them success. No one is responsible for their life but them. Some people spend years, even decades, waiting for a sign, waiting for the perfect moment, waiting for permission. And in that waiting, they waste their potential, their energy, their fire. Think about it. How many times have you caught yourself saying, if only I had more time, if only I had more money, if only someone gave me a chance? But here's the harsh reality. Life doesn't owe you anything. No one owes you anything. And the sooner you accept that, the sooner you take your power back. There's a reason why so many people feel stuck. They blame the government, their upbringing, their boss, the economy, their past mistakes. They convince themselves that if only external circumstances were different, their lives would be different. But that's a lie. The truth is, the only thing standing between you and the life you want is you. The way you think, the way you act, the way you respond to challenges. That's what shapes your destiny, not the hand you were dealt. Let me tell you a story. There was a man who grew up in absolute poverty. He didn't have the resources, the connections, or the support system. By all logical reasoning, he should have ended up a failure, but he refused to accept that narrative. He understood something most people don't. His life was his responsibility. So instead of complaining, instead of waiting for a lucky break, he got to work. He studied, he failed, he adjusted, and he kept moving forward. He didn't make excuses. He made progress. Years later, that same man became a millionaire, not because someone handed it to him, but because he refused to let his circumstances dictate his future. That's the kind of ownership you need in your life. Full 100% responsibility. The moment you stop blaming and start taking ownership, everything changes. You stop seeing yourself as a victim and you start seeing yourself as the architect of your future. You stop waiting and you start building. And let's be real, it won't be easy. There will be days when you feel exhausted, days when nothing seems to go your way, days when quitting seems like the logical option. That's when most people give up. They retreat. They go back to their comfort zones. And that's why most people never break free. But you're different. You're not here to live an average life. You're here to rise, to grow, to become the best version of yourself. So when the struggles come, you push through. When the failures hit, you learn from them. When no one believes in you, you believe in yourself. Because the truth is, no one is coming to save you. But that's not bad news. That's the best news you could ever hear. Because it means you have the power. You have control. You have the ability to shape your future with every decision you make. Look around. The people who are winning in life aren't waiting. They are doing. They are creating opportunities. They are taking risks. They are putting in the work while others are sleeping. They are relentless, not because they were handed success, but because they took full ownership of their lives. Now the question is, are you willing to do the same? Are you willing to stop making excuses and start taking action? Are you willing to bet on yourself even when no one else does? Are you willing to put in the work day after day, even when the results don't show up immediately? Because if you are, then everything you want is within reach. Not because someone will hand it to you, but because you will make it happen. There comes a moment in life when you have to stop hesitating, stop second guessing, and stop leaving yourself an escape route. If you truly want to change your life, if you want to achieve something extraordinary, you have to make a real decision. Not a half-hearted, I'll try, not a weak, I hope it works out. No, a real decision. One where there is no turning back. You decide, you commit, and you burn the boats. History is filled with stories of people who made that kind of decision, decisions that left them no choice but to succeed. Picture this, a warrior leading his army onto enemy shores. His soldiers are nervous, their hands trembling on their weapons, they're outnumbered, the odds are against them, and just as fear is about to take over, the leader does something insane. He orders the boats they arrived in to be burned. Flames shoot up, thick smoke fills the sky, and suddenly the message is clear. There is no retreat. The only way out is forward. The only option left is victory. That is the level of commitment that transforms lives. Most people don't fail because they lack talent, intelligence, or opportunity. They fail because they never fully commit. They keep one foot in and one foot out. They give themselves a backup plan, an easy way to quit when things get hard. And guess what? The moment they face real resistance, they take the easy way out. They go back to what's comfortable. They retreat to the familiar. But those who succeed, those who create legacies, those who turn their dreams into reality, they operate differently. They make the decision and they commit with everything they have. There is no maybe. There is no let's see how it goes. It's all in, no safety nets, no retreat. Think about the moments in your life when you were truly unstoppable, when you had no other choice but to figure it out. Maybe it was a time when you had to provide for your family, when failure wasn't an option. Maybe it was when you were faced with a challenge so big that the only way forward was through sheer willpower and relentless action. In those moments, you were forced to step up. You burned the boats without even realizing it because you had no other choice but to succeed. Now imagine what would happen if you lived your entire life that way. Imagine what you could accomplish if you removed the exit doors, if you cut off every excuse, if you stopped allowing yourself to retreat the moment things got difficult, because that's the difference between winners and everyone else. Winners don't wait until they feel ready. They don't wait until the circumstances are perfect. They decide, they commit, they take massive action, and they never, ever look back. Most people spend their lives stuck in hesitation mode. They want to change, but they never really decide. They dabble in their dreams instead of going all in. They say they want to start a business, but they never fully commit. They say they want to get in shape, but they leave the door open for excuses. They say they want to be successful, but they keep holding on to habits, relationships, and beliefs that keep them stuck. And that hesitation, that lack of full commitment is exactly what keeps them from breaking through. When you make a real decision, everything changes. When you decide that you will no longer tolerate anything less than the best version of yourself, your actions start to align with that decision. When you decide that failure is not an option, you start finding solutions instead of making excuses. When you decide that nothing will stop you, the obstacles in your path become stepping stones rather than roadblocks. But commitment isn't just about making a decision, it's about proving it through action. Real commitment means showing up when you don't feel like it. It means pushing forward when you're exhausted. It means doing whatever it takes, even when the excitement fades and all that's left is the hard, unglamorous work. That's the test. That's the moment when most people give up, and that's exactly why most people never reach their full potential. The world is filled with people who started strong but quit when it got tough, people who set goals but abandoned them the moment they faced resistance, people who had dreams but never truly committed to making them a reality. But that doesn't have to be you. You don't have to be another person who talks about what they could have done or should have done. You can be the person who decided, committed, and followed through until the dream became real. Success isn't about luck. It isn't about talent. It's about making a decision and refusing to back down. It's about burning the boats so that you have no choice but to succeed. It's about stepping into the version of yourself that does whatever it takes. Think about it. What if right now you made the decision that 2025 is the year everything changes? That there is no going back to old habits, no more playing small, no more waiting for the right time. What if you committed so deeply to your goals that quitting was simply not an option? How different would your life be a year from now? 5 years from now? There are two types of people in this world: those who wait and those who decide, those who hesitate and those who commit, those who always have a backup plan and those who burn the boats. Which one are you going to be? Every great achievement, every life-changing transformation, every massive success story, none of them happened overnight. They didn't happen because someone got lucky. They didn't happen because the universe magically handed someone their dreams on a silver platter. They happened because of relentless action, because someone decided that no matter how long it took, no matter how many obstacles stood in the way, they were going to push forward every single day, step by step. Too many people underestimate the power of small, consistent actions. They think success is about one big break, one massive moment that changes everything. But that's not how the world works. The people who reach their goals, who build something extraordinary, are the ones who commit to showing up every day, even when they don't feel like it. They don't rely on motivation, they rely on discipline. They don't wait for the right time, they take action now. Think about an avalanche. It doesn't start as a massive, unstoppable force. It starts with a single movement, a small shift, a tiny rock tumbling down a mountain. But that small movement builds, it gains momentum, and before you know it, that tiny shift has turned into something powerful and unstoppable. That's exactly how success works. The small, seemingly insignificant actions you take every day add up. They compound over time, and eventually they create an unstoppable force that carries you to your goals. And eventually they create an unstoppable force that carries you to your goals. But here's where most people get it wrong. They take action for a few days, maybe a few weeks. They start a new habit, a new project, a new goal, and they're fired up in the beginning, but then they don't see immediate results. They don't feel like they're making progress fast enough, and so they quit. They stop taking action because they don't realize that every small step is part of something bigger. They don't realize that success isn't about instant gratification. It's about relentless, consistent effort. Picture a stone cutter hammering away at a rock. He hits it once, nothing happens. Twice, still nothing. 10 times, 20 times, 50 times, no visible change. But then on the 100th strike, the rock splits in half. Was it the final strike that made it break? No, it was every single strike before it. Every small effort, every moment of persistence, every action that seemed to do nothing until suddenly it did. This is where most people fail. They want results now. They want overnight success. And when they don't get it, they assume what they're doing isn't working. But success doesn't announce itself. It doesn't show up in a way that's obvious. It builds in the background, and then one day, seemingly out of nowhere, everything changes. This is why relentless action is the most powerful force you have. Not big leaps, not dramatic gestures, just small, consistent steps repeated over and over until the results become undeniable. Look at the most successful people in the world, the ones who have built empires, the ones who have transformed their bodies, their finances, their relationships. They didn't do it all at once. They started with one decision, one habit, one action, and they did it over and over again, long before they ever saw a single sign that it was working. That's the secret most people don't want to hear. They want a shortcut. They want an easy way out, but there isn't one. The only way to get where you want to go is to keep moving forward every single day without stopping, without giving up, no matter how slow the progress feels. Think about a bamboo tree. When you plant the seed, nothing happens for weeks, months, even years. You water it, you nurture it, you keep taking care of it even though there's no sign of life, and then suddenly, one day, it breaks through the ground and shoots up at an incredible speed. Did it grow overnight? No. It was growing the entire time beneath the surface where no one could see it. But if you had given up, if you had stopped watering it just before it was about to break through, you never would. So here you are standing at the edge of everything you've ever wanted. You have two choices. You can keep waiting, keep hesitating, keep searching for a perfect moment that will never come, or you can decide right now that enough is enough, that you will take action, that you will move forward, that you will show up every single day, no matter what. Because let me tell you something, success is not reserved for the lucky. It's not given to the talented. It's earned by those who refuse to quit, those who take one more step when everyone else stops, those who keep pushing forward even when no one is watching, even when it feels like nothing is happening, even when they're tired, frustrated, and filled with doubt. This is the moment that separates the winners from the ones who just talk about winning. This is the moment where you decide whether you'll look back years from now, filled with regret, wondering what could have been, or whether you'll stand tall, knowing you gave it everything you had. Because the truth is, the clock is ticking, your life is happening right now. Not tomorrow, not next week, not when you feel ready, right now. And the only question that matters is this: what are you going to do about it? Will you be the person who let excuses define them? Or will you be the person who took ownership, who stood up, who said, I will not stop until I get what I came for? You see, most people dream, but dreamers don't change the world, doers do. Most people wish, but wishing has never built empires. Relentless action has. It's like the great Muhammad Ali said, I hated every minute of training, but I said, don't quit. Suffer now and live the rest of your life as a champion. That's the mindset you need. You don't stop when you're tired. You stop when you're done. Or as Steve Jobs once said, your time is limited, so don't waste it living someone else's life. This is your story, your destiny. No one is going to hand it to you. No one is going to give you permission. You have to claim it. Denzel Washington put it perfectly. Without commitment, you'll never start. But more importantly, without consistency, you'll never finish. That's it, right there. The ones who win are not the ones who start strong. They're the ones who keep going when everything gets tough. And if you ever feel like you're not making progress, if you ever feel like you're stuck, remember this: it's not about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. Those words from Rocky Balboa are more than just a movie line. They're a way of life. You have a fire inside you, a power that is greater than any obstacle in your path. But that power means nothing if you don't use it, if you don't step up, if you don't take action every single day without excuses, without retreating, without waiting for someone to save you. No more hesitation, no more waiting for permission, no more looking for shortcuts. It's time to move. It's time to grind. It's time to take relentless action, step by step, day by day, until one day you wake up and realize you did it. You became everything you ever knew you could be. And when that day comes, when you stand at the top and look back at the journey, you'll know it was never about luck. It was never about talent. It was about one thing and one thing only. You refused to quit.